Hey guys, George MGR Performance here. We're continuing on the 416 drift engine. I showed you in the previous videos after a full season what the cylinders look like, and there was detonation. They overheated the engine. They need to have a better cooling happening in the car. So I don't know if you remember on the previous videos, I showed you that the piston was just licking the cylinder head, even though I had a 50 thou quench. I'm guessing it's because they're always staying on the revolumeter, bam, 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 all the time. The engine is really not happy. So what I did was we milled the pistons 10 thousandths and we got them all sandblasted, okay? So right now, 5 thou below deck, between 5 and 7 thou below deck. Plus I'm running the LS9 head gaskets, which is 54 thou. So we have a 60 thou quench. So I increased the quench by 10 thou. It's gonna slow the flame travel. So it's gonna be less timing sensitive for the nitrous. And at the same time, it will not leak anymore. We hone the cylinders the best to our capabilities. And after the next refresh, we're gonna see what's going on with the cylinders, if they're moving again, or my best guess is that we need to move to a dart block. So that's what I'm gonna tell the owner, and we're continuing. Now I'm gonna put my lifters in, clean everything up, head gasket, cylinder heads, and I assemble the rest of the engine. I mean, this is a wet sump, 6.2 block. It did well all season, no issues, but during the refresh now, the engine was not happy, and it was, they were running 240 temperature sometimes, and it's not good to be at 240, 250 temp and spraying nitrous and all that. It's not a good situation. The engine needs to maintain around maximum 180, 190, and everything is gonna be a lot better. Continuing. We're continuing on the 416. For the ones that like to know, what I do is I put all my lifters in oil and I leave them for a few days so they all get charged. All the lifters are in, all the trays are in, Loctite on the bolts. We're using LS9 head gaskets. As you can see, all the pistons, like I said, we decked 10 thou on the top and we sandblasted the tops. And that's pretty much it. We're continuing. Today this engine is going to be completed. This head gaskets actually work really well. When I first started building LS motors, I was, I wanted to use chromatic head gaskets and this and that, but these gaskets are damn good, Anything that's made in Germany, you cannot go wrong. Continue. Okay guys, I just finished installing the cylinder heads, and the reason I took this engine apart is because it had about 12% leak down, and it was leaking out of the exhaust ports. No more leaking out of the exhaust ports, no more on the intake ports. Like I said, this engine saw detonation, and right now we're about 3-4% leak down, that's what I usually get. And looks like everything is back to normal. Let's hope the cylinders stay straight, because we'll see on the next refresh. Like I said, was it because it was a brand new block and it core shifted? Was it because of detonation? Is it because it's on nitrous bouncing off the revolumeter? Is it because the engine run hot and the cylinders deformed? I think it's a little bit of a combination of everything. So the tune-up is better now because they run for the whole season. So we're gonna see how it is on the next refresh. So there you go. We're continuing. Guys, I showed you the leak down test I performed. It was within 3-4%. Now I have all my rockers lined up here. I like to put some braking lube on the tip of the push rod and the tip of the valve for the startup as a new engine on both sides. Here and here. I have ARP lube on all my bolts for the rockers. And now I'm gonna install the rockers, torque everything up, install the valve covers, and put oil filter on, oil's in the motor, and the engine is pretty much ready to go. Thanks for watching George MGR Performance. I advise my client that we should take it to the engine dyno and make sure everything is good. The engine is sealing properly, there's no leaks. Everything is doing what it's supposed to do. I like to dyno test all my engines, even when I do a refresh. My client, he says, I don't see the point. I see the point, but we're gonna discuss it again with him. Hopefully, he sees that it's a good thing to take the engine to the engine dyno, because this is going in the drift car. There's a lot of work to put the engine in. And in case of, new seals could fail, it's happened to me. And I'd rather deal with it on the dyno than him having to pull the engine out after to correct that. So, like I said again, you have to take all the steps in this game, especially when you're playing the racing game. You know what I mean? George MGR Performance, hit a like, hit a subscribe, help out the channel. We try to do as good as possible work. Every engine gets treated the same, from 300-400 horsepower engine to 2,000 plus horsepower engine. There's only one way to do it. Proper machine work, proper measurements. Take the engine to the engine dyno, make sure everything is good, then install it in the car and put a tune-up into it on my chassis dyno or at the track. And you got all your chances on your side. Make sure, you know what I mean, everything is the way it's supposed to be. Parts do fail, seals do fail, things can happen any given time. Thanks for watching. Hit a like, subscribe. I want to button this up. Like I said, I don't like to record and work at the same time. I like to be fully concentrated. There's no room for error in these things. Thanks very much. Much appreciated.